Good evening, everyone, and welcome to my Blackforce experience. This is a story about how Black professionals are transitioning into the cloud ecosystem. And tonight we're having Grace Titilope, Ogunro, to share our Blackforce experience with us. So I'm going to let you introduce yourself. Please introduce yourself, Grace.
Well, like you heard from Boss B, my name is Grace Titilope Ogunro. I am a senior Salesforce analyst at OpenText here in Canada. And I've been around, I've been with Blackforce for a couple of years now. I joined in 2021, second cohort, and I'm still here.
So tell me, why are you still here? What's making you come back to Blackforce?
First off, I'm not going anywhere. I don't see me leaving Blackforce in a long time because I just wanted to improve on myself. Like you must have read in the flyers that came out. It was during my holiday, my mat leave. I was just like, it's 1 year. So I was planning during that period, I wanted to, add value to myself. So I started shopping around and looking for what to do because I didn't want to go back to my company. You will know when it is time that you want something more. So somehow a friend just sent in this advert, like, an event to my phone. And it was talking about Salesforce and how you can, you can upskill and, IT and everything. And myself, my background, BSc was economics and statistics. I was like, I don't know, maybe I can give this a trial. And then I decided to attend the open day, like you all did. I don't know, at some point. And then I listened to Babatokwe, I call him Boss B. And that day I was like, he spoke a lot, he said a lot of things. And I was so inspired that I'm like, this is not a bad idea. I can give this a trial, And so that was where my journey started with Salesforce and Blackforce. And then it was myself and my baby. It wasn't funny, I promise you. But then what I knew then, I had clear goals. I know I wanted to be somewhere. And I know this vehicle is the right one for me. So I was prepared to go with whatever challenge or whatever difficulty there was to be encountered. And I really...
Okay, we're going to go into those difficulties very soon, okay? Yes, there's so many things that happened during the cohort, from technical consultant to now BA. I don't know how the path, came across, but let's go into what you were doing before Salesforce. What were you doing? As in, where were you working? What was the day-to-day job? And why did you feel Salesforce is the right career for you in terms of expectations?
Yeah, that's a good question. Okay, before then, I was a lot of things before that time. I had worked as a customer care associate. I came here to school. So after school, the normal thing, you would, be looking forward to something to just get you started in the country. So the first opportunity was customer care. And then I worked as a B2B customer care, then also as a payroll admin. And then, normal day-to-day work, work in the office, talk to customers. At some point, I work in an insurance company, but then it was just, I wasn't getting the fulfillment that I, really wanted, or I think I knew I want to do more, so that was...
Okay, that's good. Well done. So now, you got into Salesforce, and I remember your group then was just basic Salesforce admin. You had your projects, and you had some form of group work and everything. Can you tell me about that experience working as a part of a group on the Salesforce project? I think it was an e-commerce project. Your group had some challenges, and I know we had to come in and everything. Can you tell me about that experience working as a group in a different ecosystem? You have no background, but then you're being put in a group and you had to do some stacks. Can you tell me about that experience working in that group?
Yeah, I remember vividly, like we do here in Blackforce. Of course, after some time, if you happen to be in the either the professional group or the standard, you would be placed in a group in on WhatsApp. I was part of a group where sometimes you are lucky to be in that vibrant group and everything is happening for you, and not really smooth, but of course you are getting to your whatever the end of the you are submitting, you are doing your project, everything is going on smooth and nice. But I happen to be in that group where I wasn't so lucky. I can't say not lucky, but everybody just, I wasn't really, we were not vibing in that. Maybe I was the one because I don't like, let me just give them the benefit of doubt. I couldn't cope at some point. Everything became defunct. I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't let this happen now. Oh my God. And it was still during my mat leave, thank God. So I quickly ran back to Baba. I said, please, you have to help me. I don't want to drop now. I don't want to be discouraged at this point. I tried my best in the team. What I was supposed to do, I did my part to the best of my knowledge. But somehow we couldn't just finish. But then I ran back to Baba. So he placed me in another group, and I was still, thriving. I was so hungry. I want to learn everything. So I had no choice. I didn't know nothing about Salesforce. So I had to just be calm and follow instructions. And thank you for placing me in another group.
Okay. Good stuff. Now you had your Salesforce training. Obviously, there's more to Salesforce than just the Salesforce itself. There's group work, there's projects, there's mentorship and the likes. But let's go into when you got the job. You had your Salesforce training and you got a job. I remember when we had a one-on-one before you got the job, I was asking you some questions and I wasn't getting the vibe that you know Salesforce the way I expected you to know Salesforce. So I was worried. I asked you to watch the video again just to make sure that you're not going to mess up on the job or in the interview. Eventually, you got the job, the first job. Tell me, was the experience at Blackforce sufficient enough for you to function properly in that job? Was it sufficient enough? Do you feel confident in that first job?
Absolutely, yes, to be sincere. The first job was also a Salesforce business analyst. I had knowledge, working knowledge of everything I was meant to do. I was given a sandbox, and then, of course, production is there. Whatever idea or whatever I was told to do, I have to try or make perfect it in the sandbox. So I was so happy, so eager to, take instructions from my manager and work in the environment. But unfortunately, my manager, she wanted other stuff for me. Like they had other apps that she didn't really tell me about. And she wants me to be to work in the environment, like I think I've forgotten like a couple of other apps, and I wasn't really comfortable doing that because I'm a sales. I defined my role, and that's another thing we have to be aware. But when you are interviewing, you have to make sure that the terms are clear. Everything is clear. What they don't tell you, make sure you tell them and remind them in the job description. So I think I overlooked that part because I was too excited to get into the job. So we didn't talk through those other aspects that I'm not interested necessarily. Not as if she promised providing training, which she ended up not really like not concerned about me learning. But I wanted to work in Salesforce. She didn't give me enough opportunity. She wants me to work in other on other apps, and so I decided.
I was a bit worried because I was a bit worried because it was just, I think, less than a month, 2 months or thereabout, and I was like, is Grace okay? Does she know Salesforce, or she doesn't like the job? Because it's clear now that it was more of the roles or the responsibilities you're given. It's not a case of you not being able to function as a result of the training you've received. Okay, so that's clear. Now let's move to the new job. When you got the new job, I was like, wow, because a big company, and I was a bit concerned, like, if you cannot survive in that other company, how would you be able to survive in this new company? But it's going on fine for you. You're doing really well. Recently, you got an award for a project that was successfully completed. I'm really happy for you. Tell us about that transitioning. Was it a bold thing for you because you feel confident that you're going to get a new job, or what happened? How was that transitioning experience from the old Salesforce job to the new Salesforce job, and what is it like to work with a new company?
Yeah, thank you very much. Actually, I won't even lie.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can hear you. Can you hear me? You okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I won't lie. The first company that I worked with, somehow the experience I gathered there also helped in securing the new opportunity. I can't lie. All of that, I had the opportunity to work real time, like live environment, all of the things that we learned in Blackforce. Now this is the real situation. So even without maybe the mistakes, errors, and everything, I brought everything. I carried it over into the new role, and it really helped me a lot, because this time with the new opportunity, I am more confident. I can talk when something is wrong. I can boldly come out and tell my manager, and right now my manager thinks I'm like one guru. But deep down in my mind, I know it's Blackforce, the community, the group, the team, and the group of friends that I really appreciate so much, that I can call on them anytime, 2 a.m. anytime, and they are always there to support me. So I can boldly tell you that all of the experience and education and exposure that I had right from Blackforce, even to the first opportunity, then to the new role, that was what I carried over, forward to the new position, and it's really is helping a lot.
That's good. That's good. Well done. Recently we've seen a lot of layoffs, and we've seen a lot of reduction in jobs, and some people are thinking maybe is Salesforce jobs. Personally, I don't think it's Salesforce job. It's everywhere. So don't expect the jobs to grow the way it used to be. Okay. But having said that, getting a Salesforce job is not easy. It's not easy. When you finish, even though a lot of your friends were getting jobs and it was a bit envious, right? You're like, this one gets his figure. When am I going to get his figure? Tell us about that experience. How did you navigate the job search? What did you do? At some point you were not getting jobs, you're not getting offers. Then at some point everything started coming in. So what did you do differently? How did you navigate the job search? What were your strategies? What worked for you?
Oh my God, this is very interesting. I remember vividly when I had the opportunity to work with you directly, reporting with you. I and the other set of people that we were in the group, and they started applying, and everybody was getting their offers. And at some point, it looked as if it was only, myself that was, I can't be forgotten, that kind of thing. But I kept going. I'm like, yeah, there are days that you would feel like, oh my goodness, is this gonna happen? But I remember Bosby always telling us that if you know you want to stay in Salesforce, you have to stick to it. You have to have that stickability. You have to that grit, you know, that this is it, or I'm not going. You have to be focused on it. That kept me going for the longest period. And also, when I saw that the cohort was ending, that was cohort 3. I came back from cohort 2, I came back cohort 3, and after cohort 3, it looked as if nothing was still happening. I said I will still come back again. I came back cohort 4. You know, one good thing in during cohort 4, I met this set of people. That's Omo and Dara, where we created our own WhatsApp group, and there we would inform ourselves if we have any new jobs, and then we literally Babatuka gave us brought somebody, I think Goprit, that trained us about our LinkedIn, and from time to time it would bring people to tell us what we needed to do to make our resume, to, you know, make changes on our resume, and if we had any job that we want to apply to, we had to, you know, tweak it to make sure that the job descriptions, you know, what you know you've done in the past, let it fit in somehow to make yourself presentable, you know, and all that. From time to time, you can't have one resume, and also be aware of those roles that they don't necessarily tell you it is Salesforce job. Like this role, they didn't advertise it as Salesforce role. They just said lead operation analyst, well, something like that. But because I paid attention into reading the descriptions, and I saw what I could do or what I had done in the past in it, I'm like, yes, I can totally relate to this. And that was why I was able to, you know, apply for the position. So those are the things that kept going. I remember you don't want to give up now. If you know this is your route, you have to be resolute. You have to keep doing your trailheads, super badge, like start have your own set of people that you know you can call on them anytime. I can boldly say those were the things that really helped me and still helping me right now.
Okay, that's good. So form a working group that would help you. You can have a discussion together, you can do stuff together. And you did not talk about, was there any point you were using LinkedIn or other search engines? I just want to be sure. Maybe some of guys in here probably are missing out something. Is there any other way you got the job aside just resume tweaking?
Yes, I used I remember at that time we knew every job that would come. We had a spreadsheet where we actually recorded all the jobs that we applied to, each of us. And then there is this feature on LinkedIn where premium, when you're on premium, whenever there's a new job is dropping, you are likely to be the first set of be in the know. Like you know, if you are of the first 8 people that has applied to the job. We had that. I didn't have money. We don't then. So each of us, we subscribed. We took turns each of those months. So when somebody's is expired, we jump on the next person. So the person will be the one supplying us the jobs like that. Then also on Indeed, my first job I got via Indeed. So that too works. There is also Glassdoor. There is nowhere, I knew all the jobs that were in the market. Like when you send me a job description, like a new job opportunity, I'm like, I think I know this company. I'll be telling you the job description, like literally. So I was really conversant. And I also remember that myself and my friends, we were like, tomorrow, Monday, when they are preparing to go to their places of work, we would just wake up 8 a.m., prepare everything. We start applying, we'll be applying to jobs like that, like 20 jobs sometimes in one day. We said all through next week, we'll be like, we plan having interview every day of that week. If you want to have interview all through, maybe in 2 weeks' time from now, there are things that you have to start doing from today. Like you have to make sure that you apply every day of that week, so as to be you be sure that you'll be getting called upon.